Hi, I'm Dr. William Baldwin, and this is Cathy Leeman. This is a live session, so we're not sure what's going to happen today. And we'll just proceed from here. Cathy, I'm glad you're here.
Thanks for inviting me.
We've talked a little bit about the idea of spirit influence or spirit attachment, the influence of a discarnate being on a human, on a living human. We've talked about this, and I've talked about some of the symptoms, and you've recognized some of the symptoms that I've talked about. Can you say a little bit about how you came to realize this and what you were told or what you feel are some of the symptoms that you recognize?
Some of the symptoms that I recognized, as you were talking about cases that I kind of resonated with or, kind of acknowledged similarities in the personalities, I would feel certain parts of my body. I would feel my attention drawn to that part of my body. Like all the energy was focused at that point. And then I would get an essence of it being a man wanting to speak or a woman wanting to speak.
Okay, so you could actually experience a gender of the other one.
Yes. Uh-huh. And
Did you ever hear the voice, or did you ever hear them like internal voices or urgings of voices? Like in internal dialogue, or did you ever dialogue with them directly?
I've only dialogued with one directly.
The male or the female?
Female.
Okay. Did you get any kind of name for that one?
Dorothy.
Okay. As you talk about Dorothy, do you feel anything in your body right now? What?
I'm just feeling, I'm feeling where she's attached.
Okay. You're actually feeling that experience right now, that sensation? Can you describe that for me?
It's feeling like almost a burning, not really a burning, burning's too strong, but it's an irritation, like, that I know it's there. It's like, it's right, funny enough, right in that T6 and T7 in the spine.
Right in the
and
spine.
I'm feeling like there's a hole there. There's a hole, and that's where I'm feeling.
Okay.
It's like she's backed up.
Backed up against your spine.
Yeah, it's like, uh-oh, somebody's gonna come in here and get me.
So that's just about the level of the heart in the area of the spine. So you can actually feel a physical sensation as we talk about her, and you can almost feel her emotions like, oh, they're coming to get me? Okay, okay. If Dorothy were hearing us right now, and of course she is, what would be the first thing she would want to say to us? What's the very first thing, and allow it just to pop up, what's the very first thing she would say right now?
Leave me alone. Leave me alone.
Dorothy, you want us to leave you alone?
Yes.
Tell me more about that, Dorothy. What do you mean, leave me alone? What does that mean?
It means that I'm comfortable.
You're comfortable where you are, living in this person's body. Do you realize it's not your own body?
Yes.
Do you recall your own body, Dorothy? Do you recall living in your own body, your own
Yes.
physical body? How long have you been with Cathy?
About 6 years,
Okay.
roughly.
What exactly was happening when you first saw Cathy? When you very first saw her?
It was happening to me or to her?
To her. When you first saw her, what were the circumstances of her? What was she doing?
She was physically ill.
Okay. Was it at that time that you came in, or did you have to follow her for a while?
I followed her for a while until she got really depressed.
Okay. So it wasn't during the illness then, but it was after that that you came in?
It's just after she started getting well.
Okay. And there was a time of depression. Okay. What drew you to her, Dorothy? What was it about her that attracted you, specifically to her?
Oh, I can sense it now. All I got to do is put it into words.
Okay, who's saying this? Is this Cathy?
Yeah.
Okay. Can you tell the difference when you speaking Cathy and Dorothy?
Yes.
Okay.
It's very clear to me. Okay, with Dorothy speaking, she's saying, I was attracted to her as she started healing and getting well. I needed to do that as well.
All right. You needed to heal and get well yourself, Dorothy.
Can I go on with it?
Yes.
Telling her
Dorothy?
story? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
To be Dorothy?
Right.
Okay, be Dorothy. Dorothy, go ahead and tell us the story.
I died as with a very large, obese body, and in fact, Cathy did a regression and thought it was her life, and it wasn't.
All right.
This is...
Cathy, did you know this before?
Hello? No.
Okay. Thank you. Notice that there was a shift back and forth between Cathy's awareness and Dorothy's awareness. This very often happens. It's very often a surprise to the person. Good, go ahead.
And
As Dorothy now?
right, as Dorothy, I had a very large body. I died feeling very guilty about how badly I had abused the body.
Could you bring Kleenex, please?
And I came into Cathy as she was healing, as she was searching. She was losing weight, very much underweight, and wanted to find a way in which to heal her body, and started getting into vitamin therapy and that type of thing. And I thought, aha, that would be how I could help to heal. But with me, I brought my obsession, and at that point, she started becoming very obsessed with food.
Okay, so you had an obsession then, Dorothy, with food, is that right?
Right.
Okay, okay, so you brought that with you.
Yes.
As Cathy was healing then, she began to experience that obsession with food, just in case.
Thanks.
Okay, let's shift back to Cathy for a moment. Cathy, do you recall that time and the feelings about food that Dorothy is describing?
Yes, because I've been battling it ever since.
Okay. Was that something new for you?
Yes, I've never had it before.
Okay, you've always been slim in your life? Okay. Have you gained weight since that time?
I had gained a tremendous... I went through a very severe depression due to my compulsive overeating habits came in, and I gained like 50 pounds. And at that point, I wanted to commit suicide.
How did you lose it? How did you lose the weight?
By getting into a spiritual program, Overeaters Anonymous, which helped me, and developing and owning my own sense about myself. But it's still a constant battle, and I've always felt that I'm not battling me, I'm battling somebody else.
You've had that sense?
Yes.
Okay.
Because I know better.
Yes.
I know, and it's not me, and I just felt when I was doing it, I felt like I was out of my body, and I could stand there and cry and watch myself do this type of thing that I...
You never had any idea of this before?
No.
That time.
I just thought I was cracking up.
Many people are afraid of that very thing when they feel a sense of, this is not me doing this. Emotions that suddenly spring up. Very often the person feels like they're cracking up. I mean, what else do you know?
I feel like I felt like I was obsessed with food and possessed. I called myself a foodaholic, and yet I knew I wasn't. And I just didn't know how to handle it. And at one point where I said, I just wanted to die. And then that's when I got, that next day, a flyer or a letter in the mail telling me, I was in Scotland at the time, about Overeaters Anonymous in America, and I had to call California, oddly enough, to find out about it.